hello. It's me again. So yeah, we're doing more of this. I wanna get some progress. I did a thing. I have an auto scene switcher now. Sure, let's test it. Wait for it. The bam and back. Ooh, it works. Great. So that's good. There, you're gonna see now what I'm talking about. So that's a plus. Also got some music. I'm not sure if it's good, but it's copyright and attribution free, so I can just bump it in here. And it's 4.5 hours, so should last at least for the stream. But that's good. That's good. I'm a little tired. It was a little late yesterday. Remind me to go to bed in time. Shouldn't be a super long stream, hopefully. We will see. There's no point in going to bed and then not being able to sleep, so there's that. Anyway. We were yesterday at this point, basically. I need coordinates so I can get things represented in a factory. That makes sense. I was thinking about a different thing over the day. Or not a different thing, but a connected thing. So if I have tiles and they have coordinates, and I have like a tile collection that takes tiles, that's, by the way, I'm going to redesign this completely. I realized this is dumb. This is just going to be a dictionary. That makes way more sense. But if I do that, I still have a thing. Like later, I'm probably going to need the ability to, like, for a tile to know its coordinates, and probably also know like other tiles surrounding it and stuff like that. Like having access to the board, basically. And if I'm doing it hierarchically like this, like that tile collection has tiles and the tiles have structures and whatnot, and the tile collection knows the coordinates to those tiles, then the tiles will not know the coordinates unless I pass them with them. So I was thinking about expanding on the iTile interface. That's the wrong button. I don't know what I pressed. It wasn't F12. There we go. And putting coordinates in here, but I'm not sure that's the right approach, because I think it's, in a lot of situations I also want tiles without coordinates. So what I probably gonna do is have two interfaces, like iTile and factory aware, or iAware tile, or iLocation aware tile, or something along those lines. So a tile that actually knows its surroundings and its position, factory. But we're gonna see. We're gonna do that, or I'm gonna do that when I get to, like, I decided to not to think in too much detail about it right now, and decide that when I actually need it, because then I know, like, it doesn't make too much sense to plan things that you're never gonna need that way later on. So. Yesterday we stopped. At this point, I wrote unit tests for the coordinates class, and now I'm left with writing unit tests for the coordinate class, or struct rather. Let's do that. I think I'm gonna put those in the same file here. Hey, Silent Soul, welcome back. So what is actually left? So we got the coordinates pretty much done. So coordinate, testing the property that does the value property. That doesn't seem useful. Sentinel asks if it's better to chat on Twitch or YouTube. I don't really care. I'm using the Restream chat, which combines all of them. And if it works, it will also duplicate all the messages to the other stream. Like it will duplicate all the Twitch messages to YouTube and vice versa. It's probably whatever bits you need is better. Like whatever you feel more comfortable with. Doesn't make a difference for me, and I think for most other people either. So I don't think testing this makes any sense. It's going to be implicitly tested by all the other things anyway. And like there's nothing to test here. It's an auto property. What I'm supposed to test? I could test the constructor, and I think it makes sense to at least test this. Like I'm not going to test the assignment because, as I said, that's going to be tested implicitly by other things. But testing the this makes sense. So let's do that. Let's write one. Ooh. Test method. What the hell? Test met. What the hell? I have to move my keyboard a little bit and stuff so I can type more comfortably. Public void. Actually, do another class in here. No, let's just do it this way. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Well, actually, yeah, no, let's do another class, actually. But let's keep it in the same file. Mainly because of naming. Like I didn't like all those test methods are supposed to be in coordinates because that's the name of the class, and coordinates is not part of the method name, so I can keep the same here. Constructor does not allow negative values. Thomas Beadle is confirming that the message, the cross message thingy is working. Welcome to the stream as well. That's not rock. I'm not sure what that music is, but it's not rock. It's fine though. It's just background music. Keep it on. I think I'm gonna push the mic a little bit to the side, like that maybe. I don't know. I really need a microphone arm. That would be useful. Maybe I'm gonna buy one eventually. Okay, so basically all we have to do is assert, throws, exception, new coordinate. Wait, is it action? It's expecting an action. I can say which exception is supposed to to throw. Argument out of range exception. Using system. I have them installed. What are you talking about? Let me show this again. Oh, I guess I don't have them installed in the test thing, but yeah, should be fine. New coordinate -1. Oh, I have to make it an action. There we go. Ah. Probably because of this. There we go. I say throws no exception, fails, succeeds. Can I just... Like I realize I can just write the line, but... What is that thing doing again? Not that. Can use that for something, but I forgot for what. I guess I can just write it down. Well, I don't really need to. Like, this is fine. Okay. What else? Conversion. Implicit conversion. No, explicit conversion to int. Is there a point in testing this? I mean, it doesn't really hurt. It can write a simple test. It's not gonna do much, to be honest, but... to int conversion. So basically what I'm gonna test is assert equal... God damn it! Equal to new coordinate to oh wait, I have to no, like this. Okay, good. I love live unit testing, by the way. It's so good. You have to make sure your tests are actually super fast, but then it's just such a great feature. It just automatically runs all the tests, shows you where they run, shows you what's the word? Test coverage. It's really useful, and it's also pretty clever. Like, it's not gonna run all the tests all the time. It's gonna check which lines you have changed, and only gonna run the necessary tests for that. Silence Old asks if I found any bugs yesterday. Not necessarily bugs, but design flaws. Well, it was a bug, and I removed it because it was a design flaw. So I changed, like, coordinate used to be implicitly convertible to int and from int, and I changed that because that was dumb. It turned out it had some weird consequences. That was one of the reasons why it was dumb. But the more important, like with equals and stuff, but the more important thing I found out, or actually Podponky mentioned, is that if coordinate implicitly converts to int, and I have another struct similar to that, like kilograms, and that implicitly converts to int, then I can write coordinates to equals coordinate kilograms to, and it will return true, and because they both convert to int, and that's probably not something I want if the main intention to have this is to have intent, like to show what it is. So yeah, I removed that. And that removed the bug, or the weird behavior, explicitly, because it was because of conversion. Didn't really find a bug because there's not a lot of code where you can actually write a bug here, but yeah, it makes you think about the code anyway, and it brought some weird things to my eyes. So it was good that I did it, and actually writing these tests is super fast, so I should just get in the habit of it. I'm just lazy when it comes to tests, and I want to change that because tests are actually useful. So, equals operator. Yeah, sure. How am I mistyping all the time? I'm not used to this new keyboard yet. Assert is true. It's also, by the way, do you hear the keyboard? Is it very loud? Because it's my first mechanical keyboard, and it's a fairly quiet one. But it's certainly louder than my old scissor switch one. The thing is, scissor switch keyboards are fucking dying, and I can't get one with a decent N key overall, or a key overall. It doesn't have to be N key. I'm okay with having a few keys, or the important keys not conflicting with each other. But if you take, like, the last keyboard I had was a Corsair 200K, and that was an amazing keyboard. But unfortunately, they discontinued it, and the new Corsair keyboard sucks. So I'm out of luck and had to switch to the Klim Dash, which is a mechanical keyboard. And it feels really good, actually. It's a little bit, it's a very flat, and I like flat or slim keyboards. That's why I ran with scissor switches. And it's certainly higher than my old keyboard, but it's still pretty flat. It's a flat design. But so it still feels okay, and the keys are actually pretty cool. I like it. How you can type on it, but they're fairly loud. So you hear the bass from the table. So yeah. So you don't hear the clicky, but like they don't click. They are red switches, but you don't hear, like if I do this, that's not a table. You don't hear the table here. That's what the keyboard is doing. I don't think the table is making a sound. This is the table if I drum on it. Hi fishy. I guess unequal, yeah. I should probably actually, you know what? We should probably also do this. And then we copy the whole thing. And to unequals operator. And then false true. Oh, by the way, I have to mention it again. This new font, IntelliJ Mono, it's JetBrains Mono. It's fantastic. I love it. Such a great font. I really have to thank my colleague who told me about it. Like, this is amazing. Such a clear font, and the ligatures are really good as well. So really good. You hear the drum, but not the keys. Okay. I guess if I type aggressively, you probably hear it. Let's try. It's probably also like I have a noise gate in here, so if I'm not talking, it's probably more likely that you don't hear it. But if I'm talking, the mic is open, and it's probably likely that you hear it. Okay, you should have heard that. At least the mic is showing some things, but I was hitting the keys pretty hard, so. Anyway, so this works. Cool, simple, straightforward. Equals. I was about to say equals is tested implicitly, but apparently not. Oh, because this one is jumping to this one, straight to this one. I mean, there are some reasonable tests for equals, actually. I actually thought someone was pounding the stairs. Nobody at home who could pound the stairs. 5 is out for the night and Sun is at sleep. So we can do some reasonable equals tests here. We can say assert. Oh wait, we have to make it white. What can I? Yeah, I can do the following. We can do assert equal, and then do object new coordinate 2. Well, actually, wait, I can write this because no, this is bad. Let's not do that. That's bad. But I can do it up here, which is probably arguably nicer to just do this. It doesn't compile because this line is actually fucked up right now. I'm not sure. No, I think this is cleaner for the most part. It's more obvious what I'm doing here, so. Do I use the conversion somewhere? Where's the conversion from int to this one you used in a lot of operators actually, a lot of tests actually. Apparently. Wait, let's pick one. Equals to object. Oh, because it's used in the constructor, right? It's used up here. Yeah. I know, this doesn't look right though. I think I should change that. It's a few more characters, but it's also less obvious what you're doing. So where is used now? What's left? As operator. Yeah, because I did it here explicitly. Actually here in all of those. I don't know. It's shorter. It's not bad. I mean, it's... I don't know. I'm not sure. Both are fine somewhat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep it with the conversion. It's shorter and it's still obvious what it's doing. Couldn't remove that space though. I like it better without the space, I think. Actually? Yeah. I don't know. For some reason I like it when the cast operator is not actually it's not actually separated from the value. I'm gonna do it when there is no other cast involved. Like, I'm not gonna do it here because that would be like, that would work, don't get me wrong. You could do this. You can do that. Oh, live unit testing died. Great. Why is it dying? I don't know. Could probably check the log. Probably something bad. Fatal error. This is argument exception. The supplied snapshot point is on correct snapshot. Guess it just hiccups for reasons. Like, this works, but it looks horrible. Like, what is this? So let's not do it in that case. But let's do it in these cases. Technically, it doesn't make a big difference. Like, I guess using the conversion is one extra call. So performance-wise, it's a tiny bit worse, but shouldn't be an issue really. I mean, you never know. It's then again, the compiler might be optimizing that away anyway. Pretty sure I was talking about the exact same thing yesterday. On a 60 millisecond spending limit, every call counts. I don't know. I mean, it's shorter though. And this is a core class. This might actually end up being called a lot. Like, not the tests here, but... Well, the tests will be called, might be called a lot as well. Probably not though, because if I don't change the code, they will not run. I'm not sure. Is this gonna add up? I'm undecided. But yeah, it's obviously another call, which is easily avoidable. So many more characters though. It's like 4 extra characters. I'm uncertain. I'm very uncertain. Which I like more. This or this. Like, this is shorter. It's still fairly obvious what it does. It's one extra call though. Because the converter, this one is gonna call the constructor, which is just this one. So this is just one extra call and then does the same thing as this one. Didn't Twitch add a poll feature? I mean, I have like 5 people on Twitch for some reason. Where are you coming from? The poll will not be super effective, but I'm gonna keep this for now. And when I ever run into performance issues, I can still change those calls easily. So here though, I'm not gonna do the conversion obviously. And wait, this is not gonna be converted. This is gonna be a coordinate, and then we're gonna do object, new coordinate. I could now use the conversion in the first step. This is actually calling the correct method. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. So it also should false for anything that isn't a coordinate, especially int. This looks horrible though. In these cases, I'm just gonna write whatever seems more easy to do. In this case, this is easier. So this should assert to false. Yeah, good, because it's not converted. Like, this is an int, and as long as it's not explicitly converted, it's not gonna be equals. There's something else I can test for this method. I mean, I can check that if there are no. The actual equality is tested here. And write a test for that as well. Really. This is just about the casting stuff in here, or the pattern matching rather. Fishy asks about the music. I found a 4.5 hour YouTube video where someone ripped, or not ripped, but downloaded all the no retribution required copyright free, not copyright free, but license free. License free, what's the word? Like, so there's a YouTube audio library where you can download songs that you can use in your videos because they have a license that allows you to do so. Some of them are attribution free and some are not. So for some you have to write in the description that you used that song, and for others it's fine to just use them. And someone took all the songs that don't require any attribution that are listed as rock music and converted them into one video, which is 1.5 hours, and this is what I'm listening to right now. It's okay. It's not bad. Could be better. But it's better than silence. If you have suggestions for something where I don't need to put attribution in, go ahead. So now we test the actual equal method. Now wait, that's actually implicitly tested in the operators. We don't need to do this. There's no point. It says it with those two. They are calling it an hood. I mean, I could still write test, but that would be really redundant. I could do it just in case I ever change that or remove them, but I feel it's really unnecessary. Yeah, I didn't do here either. Well, I tested to object with another coordinate. Wait, this is actually wrong, isn't it? Like, not wrong, but it's like we have an equals to object and equals to coordinate, but this call is not actually gonna call this method. So we can just get rid of this line, to be honest. Same goes for this. Those are tested here. It's fine. Why is this written so weirdly? I wanted to test the conversion as well, I guess. No, oh wait, that's actually the equals operator to. Yeah, okay. So it's not equals to a string or to null. Oh yeah, null check. That makes sense. I'm inconsistent. I'm doing this very inconsistent. Are not equal. And this is still fine. We're gonna. It's not equals to a string. So I don't actually like this because I have tested conversion from tuple here. Why would I test it here as well? That makes no sense. Just do this. And then the same applies to this. And I should actually here have another test. Did live unit testing just die again? God damn it. Introduce local for all occurrences. It's true. It died again. God damn it. Why? No, I'm actually meaning to do that. The compiler is complaining that I'm comparing this thing to itself, but yeah, that's actually what I want to test here. Press that. Could live unit testing not die? What the hell? Okay. I think this is fine for the most part. So, what else? We have equals to object, we have equals to itself. Hashcode. Okay, we're done. Good. Because I'm not going to test hashcode, as mentioned yesterday, because that's dumb. Or at least I can't think of a reasonable way to test hashcode. Because, wait, what am I supposed to test here? What? I mean, it could do some basic tests, like if it has the same hashcode, you can't even properly test that. If it has the same hashcode, it has the same. It has to be the other way around. If it's equal, it has to have the same hash code. Yeah, but how do you properly test that? Sure, you could have two different thingies and test that they actually have the same hash code. But this is not even my code. This is just like a default implementation. So this is actually dumb, by the way. Why is it using hashcode combine? It could just do in value get hashcode. I mean, it's more consistent this way. Generated this way as well, so weird. Okay. With all of this out of the way. And it tests for coordinate. Oh yeah, I did another thing, by the way. I uploaded it to my Git server, so I can actually have it stored on in the cloud now, and not my Git server, but to Bitbucket. And now I can download it from a different computer, which might be useful eventually. Okay, so let's get rid of this and actually change this interface, because this is stupid. Like, this is basically defining a dictionary. So why not just do that?
This is the woodworking gamer over at Munchkin Metropolis, and today I bring you the newest in our series of puzzle boxes for the month of April.
It's also a little confusing to have coordinates and coordinate.
Puzzle box. It's a really neat.
I wonder if I should name it differently somehow.
So let me show you a bit about this box. They don't appear.
So, and now I can get rid of this one. I'm gonna keep those two.
So that's obviously where you open. There's also
Because those are useful. I'm gonna get rid of this. Because this is a mutual dictionary already. It has a values property, or at least it should have a values property. I'm gonna do this differently. It's not jumping to the front. Scene switcher is switching though. I assume it has a values property. There we go. Yeah. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Great. Oh, yeah, I can make. Bam. What is this? What is he talking about? This is the video, by the way, I was talking about. This is not rock. What is this? No, no. How long is this? Oh, no, there will be an ad. Great.
Searching for music for your next video?
Oh yeah, search for music. This service costs $18 a month. 18. You heard that right. $18 a month for license-free music. Are you kidding me? Okay. So this seems to be more reasonable. Okay. Now that I have that, let's commit this first. Changed tile collection to be dictionary. And then I'm gonna apply my stash really quick. Oh, clashes. Ah, fuck! I need. Oh, I don't have P4 merge installed. Ugh. Oh, you can't see this anyway. Fishy asks if I decided in what direction I want to take the game. No, because that's gonna happen here. Like, this is definitely my favorite, like the spaceship thing. But I might go for this first because it's simpler and I can just do it maybe fairly quick. I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. I don't know. We will see. This is at least the one I want to do the most. I want to do all of them, or I want to do these two, and this one would be an obvious choice, which would also be fun to do. But the other two are. Yeah, I want to do the other two more. Okay. Okay. First though. First things first. I need a good diff tool. I don't want helix. Yeah, I just want P4. Can we get P4? Where is it? Merchant diff tool P4 match here. Key features. Download our code merge. This is the only merging tool I'm okay with. YouTube is telling me that I'm live again. Dumb. Family, Windows, platform, 64, version. Yeah, okay. Download. No, wait. No. Did I change that? No, wait, this is the... There was an easier way to do this. I can just skip. There we go. Yeah, okay, you don't have to register anymore. Good. This is part of a bigger thing. The Perforce or the Helix thing or whatever it's called. It's the best merge tool out. Well, the second best merge tool out there. The best merge tool is this one. Semantic merge. But that is pretty expensive. Thanks for following, by the way. Vegan man. Are you vegan? Cool. Can I tell YouTube to stop doing that? Probably, somehow. So, and this is fucking amazing, but it is also fucking expensive. This is the best merge tool ever. Free for open source. I should make my thing open source so I can use semantic merge. I mean, it's kind of open source. You see all the code so far, anyway. Steam pricing. Page. But this is like let me show you really quick. This is so first things first. Part of this thing is Xmerge, Xmerge, and Xmerge is just a text merge, like a text merge tool similar to P4 merge, and it's almost identical to P4 merge actually, but it's a tiny bit better. It's better in one little regard. So it's the perfect, or not the perfect, but the best text merge tool I've ever seen. And then on top of that, well, surrounding that, there is a semantic merger, which is crazy. This thing is nuts. This is like, I don't know. This is probably never worth it, or in most situations not worth it, because this you need this really rarely. But if you need it, it's amazing. It's mind blowing. Like this thing understands your code and is able to understand your refactorings and can show you and visualize you all of that and makes it really easy to merge those with a few clicks. And this is nuts. This is the best thing ever. Like it does these diagrams and whatever. So basically what it tells you here is this is the base, this is the source, and this is your changes. So this is basically this is developed when you branch well, if you're doing git flow, then this is developed at the time when you branched off of it, when you started your feature branch. This is developed right now, and this is your feature branch right now. And basically what it says is here we have a class network, or class socket rather, and in this branch, method 2 got moved from here to here, and method 1 got changed, like the code changed. And in this branch, the code for method 1 changed as well. And it would also notice, like, if method... So, and this is not actually that fancy. Now it would just show, yeah, there's a conflict between method 1 and open xmerge to solve that conflict. It gets more interesting if... There we go. It gets more interesting in this... No? Don't tell me they have to... They don't have a good example here. Are they dumb? Like the best example, the best thing it can do is if you basically, if there would be a change in method 2 here, because then it says, yeah, this one moved method 2, this one changed method 2, and every other div tool will tell you, yeah, that's a conflict, I don't know what to do here, and this one just says, that's fine, that's not a conflict, I know what to do. This method changed, okay, apply the change. This method moved, okay, now move it, or the other way around. And it just works, and that's amazing. That's great. And it also has the best text merge ever. X merge, but P4 merge is very, very, very close behind there. X merge on XDiff. This is the best one I've seen ever. I'm picky when it comes to my tools. But this one is really, really good. And P4 merge is right behind that. Very, very close. It has one, like, it is a little bit worse at visualizing these thingies here. No, wait, it's worse. No, it doesn't show this one. Yeah, this bar is missing in P4 merge. The bar to the right here, which shows you the changes correlated into like where they are in the file. Like this is the whole file and this is where the things are. That's missing in P4 merge, unfortunately. But I can't get X merge for free, so. And I can get P4 merge for free. And I'm not gonna pay, what is it, $6 a month to get a diff tool or merge tool? $7 even. No, sorry, I can't do that. That's out of budget. Did it successfully installed? There we go. Okay, so now I need really quick tortoise git p4 merge. I need the correct strings. God damn it. There. And now we have to open the folder. You don't see that right now, which is fine. Settings. I can make you see that. I think. Oh wait. Why is it not? Why is the scene switcher not working? Oh, oh, it is. It just shows this window. Are you seeing this now? Yeah. Okay. So what you do is you go to merge tool. No, to diff viewer first. Used for comparing different revisions. External. That in here. And then you go here. Copy this path. And put it in here. Press OK. And then we see if it works. It works. Okay, cool. I have to add this so you can actually see it. Add another window. Window capture. P4 merge. There we go. And this is the best diff tool, or the second to best diff tool ever. Idle factory, so factory idle. Factory idle is would be a pretty obvious name. I think there are games that are called that already though. Like maybe not factory idle, but idle factory certainly. Okay, so what is the conflict? Oh, I added interfaces here, and I also added interfaces here now. But I don't need these because I now have this, so green wins. Then save. Resolve conflict using a head. I hope. Think. What did it do now? Did it actually pop this? No, it didn't pop the stash. What? Did it pop the stash? Oh, oh, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, good. So we can delete the stash now. And now we should have a tile collection over here. There we go. That doesn't have to implement immutable set. That's just wrong. Right, we're gonna delete everything here. And then do it. Oh wait, there was a thing I wanted to test. Yeah, wait, give me a second. I want to test something if Visual Studio is clever enough for that. Can I do immutable dictionary? Coordinates. iTile. And then have a dictionary here. Please be clever. Awesome. Oh, you don't see this. Basically, there is an option called implement interface, and then there is an option implement interface through dict. So now it uses the property dict to implement the interface, which is exactly what I want. Now I just have to change this back to, wait, let's not try something else. If I change this to tile collection. No, it can't do that, but I can still do this, implement it through dict, and then get rid of it, and then say implement this as well. Awesome! Visual Studio really got their shit together over the last few years. When I started with Visual Studio 12, like 4 years ago, 4.5, it was shit. Like, I was coming from Eclipse. I was used to Eclipse, and Eclipse has its issues, but holy shit, Visual Studio 12 was so much worse in so many regards. And in the last 4 years, they got their fucking shit together, and Visual Studio 19 is an amazing IDE in my opinion. It's really good, and now they have really nice refactorings like this one. Like, this is useful as fuck. Holy shit, like, look at this. I don't have to type this myself. I just did it. That's great. That's fucking great. There's not even a point in writing unit tests for it, because I'm not actually doing anything with it. I just created that code. There's nothing to test there. We're gonna write a few unit tests for other things here, though. For these two, for example. Okay, so now we have to sort this a little bit. She asks, do you also have memories of games or things that you saw but can't find it anymore? Barely. I usually, if I remember a game, for some reason I usually find them. I'm good with names, so like I don't know all the names of all the games I've ever played, but the ones that might come up again for some reasons, I usually remember the name at some point. Like, sometimes it takes me a few minutes or so, but I usually find them, or either I find the name, I remember the name, or I find them through some other search keywords or whatever. Okay, so let's first move that thing to the top, because this is not that thing. That thing. I hate this, by the way. This is a dumb feature. It's not working properly. Why is alt move scrolling? Like, this is so dumb. I mean, look at it. This is so dumb. So this is alt plus arrow key, by the way. It moves the line, but it also scrolls for some reason. So let's actually call this differently. Let's call it tiles. And now look at it. So why are you complaining about this? Non-null property is uninitialized. Yeah, we need a constructor for that. That makes sense. I think we're gonna write a constructor using an IronRuble though. Oh, let's not. Let's do it obviously and right now. And if we need something else later, we can still put that in later. I'm gonna do the obvious constructor here. The one that just takes the thing and puts it in there. And if I later come in the situation, like I don't know how I'm gonna generate this thing yet, so I have to decide on which constructors I need later. This one is an obvious one. You could also do like a copy constructor. What makes sense probably. Names, one of my biggest enemies. Yeah, some people are just bad with names. My wife, for example. I'm pretty good with names. I'm lucky in that regard, I guess. It's just like, it's connected to how your brain works. By the way, is the music volume okay? Is it too quiet? I don't think it's too loud. It's also ducked, so if I stop talking, it should get a little louder. Maybe not. Doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't show here in the thing, but it should show that. I mean, I think the ducking is very subtle, so maybe not. Okay. So we have a constructor. Let's start with, like, we actually need. So, okay, let's see. We write tests as soon as we need them. So we don't need a test for a private property. That doesn't make sense. Auto property. I'm not gonna write a test for this either. Especially, I can't really test it because I'm not gonna be able to. Like, this is private. Then what do we have here? We have an indexer for coordinate. There's no point in testing this. Now we have to implement this one. Actually, we could test this, right? Coordinates key, tile. I mean, yeah, it would be consistent to test this. And in a second, we're gonna know how we want to create this thing because we're gonna have to do that now. Tile collection tests. Fortune is coming into the chat and asks, "What's this? Creating your own game to generate point coins?" Yeah, probably. Point coins is going to be. I should just create an idle game where you can farm point coins or Pion coins, and then you can trade in the Pion coins. That actually, I back in the days when I was streaming Strife and I had the bot that it was like, did I have two? Wait, how was that? No, I just had Pion coins and people were making fun and pronouncing it or writing it Pion coins. I think, if I remember correctly. But I had the idea. Of having two bots, like Pion bot and Point bot, and then at some point, like, set it up in a way that Pion bot gives you Pion coins over time when you watch the stream, and then you can take those Pion coins and trade them in with Point bot, who will give you point coins for your Pion coins. So basically, you sit in stream for 10 minutes and you get, or for whatever, 100 minutes, and you get 100 Pion coins, and then you go to the Point bot. And tell him, hey, here, I have 100 Pion coins. Give me, and he will give you 1 point coin for it. So point coins are basically like the rare resource or something. Never got around to it. But if I find a bot that is easy to set up in that way, I'm gonna do that. Because it still sounds like fun. BB Fortune writes, I would play a point coin generator idle. Yeah, sure. I mean, I might if I need a resource for one of those game ideas, like so this one or this one, I might add Pion and point coins. Am I egocentric enough for that? I mean, I'm calling the base thing Pionactory, so probably yes. Oh, the scene switcher is really good. I'm happy about that. Fortune writes, I don't even remember where point coins came from. I think it was just a typo that got out of hand and grew like a tumor. Yeah, it was. Oh, I can't. A minute ago I was talking about how I'm good with names, but I can't barely remember the names from back then. It was one person. I think it started as a typo, you're right, and then it was mainly one person who was doing it on purpose every time and consistently, and then it catched on. Can't remember who it was though. Yeah, I remember your name, BB Fortune. Like, or I remember you. Like, I there's not much I connect with you, but I know you're one of the people who used to watch my stream. Weren't you even moderator at some point? It might have been you, but I feel it wasn't you. I think it was one of the pro players. You're still moderator. Oh, there we go. Can't remember the names. It was nobody from Flipside, I think. It wasn't Tachi or... What were the others called? Fuck. Wolf Joe? Tachi? What was the German dude who never spoke or never activated his mic? What's his name? I can't remember. So much for I'm good with names. Oh, what was his name? God damn it! And who was the other German guy in Flipside? I think they had 4 German players at some point, actually. It was only Tachi. Tachi was the only reason they were talking English. I can't remember. It's been too long. Mali. No, Mali is not German though. Mali's the other one. Mali was the French one. So I guess Tachi wasn't the only reason. But there was one point where he was the only reason. I think they added Mali later or something. I don't know. Tachi, Mali, Wolf Joe, and what was the 4th name? And then the 5th one was switching out, like changed mid-season and stuff. Well, right before the finals, and I don't know. What was his name? He was really funny, actually. But he was never, like, he was only typing, but can't remember the name. I don't know. And those were the golden days, yeah. I mean, those were the days I got like 40 to 50 viewers regularly on Twitch. I mean, it helped that I streamed every day. It helped that I didn't have a child at that point. Too bad Strive never took off. Anyway, I wanted to write a test for, what was that? Here, the indexer. What is this music? So write a test for the index that takes coordinates. What else changed? So I think it was... No, it was basically right before the finals, so shortly before the Strive collapse, what I like to call it. I announced to my team, to Flipside, that I'm gonna become a father soonish, and then I'm married at some point. So before I became a father, so that's might have been one of the things that changed. So I'm married and I have a son who's 4.5 years now, so it's been a while. And yeah, I moved like 40 kilometers, and I'm a software developer for hire, not for hire, like at my day job, and I'm still doing YouTube and stuff occasionally. Right now that's the gaming videos are on a hiatus though, because I decided, like, basically, do I want to tell this again? Yeah, let's sum it up really quickly again. So basically, I'm still doing YouTube video, or did YouTube videos about gaming regularly, kind of, as much as I could find time. But I'm very sure that it's very unlikely that with my current format, with what is videos and PvP videos, this channel will ever get significant growth. It's just not gonna happen. That's fine for the most, but it would be fine for the most part. Like, I would still do it, because it's fun doing these things, and I got free games, which is also cool. So that's not a bad thing. But there are some other options. Like there are multiple things I want to do. And one of the other things that I want to do, or that I'm definitely gonna do, is as soon as Due Process drops the NDA, I'm gonna create content for that and try to get shoutcasting it and streaming it and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's probably still a few months out, or maybe even a year. Who knows? So I was sitting here and was thinking, okay, what do I do until then? I could just continue on and create more videos. And as I said, that would be fine. That would be okay. I have fun doing it. It would not make a big difference to the channel, though. And there's the other thing I want to do. Well, I always wanted to do. I started multiple times and usually cancel it at some point for one reason or the other. And that's creating a game. And so I was like, I could just use those months and instead of creating my regular stuff, try to create a game. And when I feel like it, stream the process of doing so. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna develop this game basically until I get bored of it, or until Due Process NDA drops. So that's what changed for the most part over the last few years. The Strive collapse feels like 2 weeks ago. Not quite. Not quite. I mean, I guess I like the moment the 0.9 patch released. That was the point I dropped out because it showed me, okay, they don't even know why people actually preferred their game over League of Legends. They don't even know that. They just converted the whole game to basically what they did is they had a good idea at the beginning, and then they over time, and especially with the 0.9 patch, they converted the game to old League of Legends, so to League of Legends 1.0. And League of Legends at that point had moved on quite a bit and had improved quite a bit from there. So they just made their game a worse League of Legends, which was like, why? Are you dumb? That was, and I don't know. Then they did hit the Asian market, but I'm not sure for how much. These people, I think I checked like a few months ago. I think people actually still play it or used to play it for a bit. Steam charts Strive, and now make sure you don't hit the wrong Strive. That's the wrong one. Okay, now it's certainly dead. I mean, there's still a few people online apparently who do whatever. But yeah, here there were still people playing. Okay, probably was not a few months ago. Well, actually, like look at this. There are still people playing. It died 18 apparently. Like this is not a healthy player base, but this is still people playing the game. Basically died at this point here. That was probably the last few survivors. I'm not sure if the Asian market is actually in Steam, but so that might still be independent of this, but yeah. Been a while. Sure what this bump was. Five people playing healthy player base. Well, here's the thing. Strive never, at no point had a healthy player base. That's why it never took off, or that's one of the reasons why it never took off. It never reached that critical mass. Like, for a 5v5 team game, you need a huge player base for matchmaking to work. It needs to be huge. Especially if your matches take 40 minutes. There's also one of the risks for Due Process, because it's 5v5 and matches take 40 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. But they have other things that are in their favor, so who knows. Strive was just like one of these things where S2 got way too much money from Hon back then because they had good timing, basically. I mean, they even lost that fight. They lost to League of Legends and still made tons of money because they were at the pulse of the time. I mean, they were just recreating Dota. So, well, I guess It's another thing on the list. I have a list. I have a list of games I have predicted. I guess Hon is another one, because I remember sitting at my friend's room like back in 2006 or 5 or something, and saying, we were playing Dota, and saying like, when I'm done with my bachelor, and nobody made this a full game yet, I'm gonna do that. Well, somebody did. Other games included that I predicted are, and it's so dumb because I predicted them and didn't go for it, which feels so wrong. It's so dumb. So maybe I'm gonna do it this time. Who knows? Other games I predicted, Hearthstone, basically. I was sitting there and was like, I even started one. I was sitting there and was like, all the digital collectible card games are shit. We should do one ourselves. And I actually started, but yeah, it never did go somewhere because the people who wanted to help me did drop out, and I lost motivation because of that. And then first Hex and then which failed, but the Hex Kickstarter got announced, and then the Hearthstone got around. The other big one is Slay the Spire. I was thinking about, would you know what would be good? A roguelite, deck building, dungeon crawler. That would be great. And I think 2 years later, or something along those lines, Slay the Spire came around. I was like, shit, why didn't I? Like, oh, no, it wasn't like that. I was like, oh, nice, somebody did it. And then I was like, shit, why am I not the guy who did it? I can't even remember the other. There were more games on that list, but I mean, it's a little easy to say I predicted them, but it's ideas I had at the time, and we'll see. Maybe I hit it eventually someday. Reading the chat really quick. One was Dota 2 before Dota 2 existed. Yeah. Slay the Spire is... It's very, very good. But it's... It itches me. Like, a few things in there itch me. Or mainly one thing. I just don't like how they do the deck building. Like, how you improve your deck. It's so random and so unpredictable. It's... I don't know. That's the one thing I would like to being changed in that game. Fisher says he's still searching for more good Slay-like games. I just found a mobile game that's actually very similar. I'm not sure if it's good yet, but it's very similar. What is it called? Rogue something. Rogue Adventure. It actually steals a lot of ideas from Slay the Spire. It's free. You can try that. Fishy says, I only found like 3 or 4 games that are like Slay and good. Which are those? Before sure. He writes, not discrediting you, Pion, but this stream feels weird. Like I'm watching myself at work while drunk. Yeah. Maybe I'm not drunk, but you are drunk probably. But I mean, yeah, if this feels like work, then I'm not shaming you for leaving. I mean, I'm not gonna shame you for leaving it for any reason. I mean, this is programming is work for me as well, but this doesn't feel like work because A, I can program what I'm interested in. B, I can use bleeding edge technology and not work on legacy systems, which annoys the heck out of me. Like, I was like, wow, C# 8 is C# 7 has so many great features. Wow, C# 8 has so many great features. And also Blazor is coming around and all this nice stuff, and I'm sitting here programming in C# 6 with WebRP 1 and I cannot wait for that project to be over. Okay, before just not complaining, he's just saying it's somewhat weird. Okay, so I wanted to write a test. I don't program in C#, I don't do hashtags. I find it really weird that the hashtag is not actually being used in C# at all. Like, you don't use it in the language for anything, which is kind of a missed opportunity. I don't know. I think they should have used it for something. I don't know. Like, some operator should be hashtag. Night of the full moon? Yeah, wait, let me check those really quick. I think I know that one. And I didn't like it for some reason. Oh yeah, that's this one. That was weird. It wasn't bad. It's just, I don't know, I can't really remember the details, but I was like, the game design felt wrong to me. It just didn't click with me. It was strange. Like, decision making was just weird. But it might just be me. Pirates Outlaws. What's that? Pirate Outlaws. Not a good. Oh, it's actually on Steam. Okay. Easy to play roguelike card game. Wow, why is this so loud? Go away. Oh, I hate this slider. There we go. You wonder why I'm not pressing this button? Well, I think it doesn't. I had a reason for it when I decided to always do this. I think it doesn't remember. But yeah, then comes to. Actually, looks interesting. That looks very Slay the Spire like. It's early access. It's quite expensive. Definitely gonna add that to my wish list. Looks cool. Looks very Slay the Spire. It looks very, very Slay the Spire. Does it have a mobile? Is it available for mobile as well, maybe? More of a mobile game, okay. Oh, it's available on mobile. Wait, can I? Is it free there? It's pretty cheap. If you say it's good, I'm actually gonna buy that. It looks really interesting. It looks very Slay the Spire, and for $1, that's fine. There's some very big difference to Slay the Spire, okay. Yeah, let me get that really quick. Because I'm looking for a Slay the Spire mobile. Because I think it's a missed opportunity that it didn't actually did that. Same for other games like FTL, for example. Or what was the other one I was thinking about recently? I forgot. I don't know. Okay, that's downloading. What's the other one? What's the other one you mentioned? Retropolis. Okay, Fortune writes, speaking of point coin idle RPG, I've been wondering if I should hobby project an idle game to learn Unity C#. I mean, yeah. Not. Rogue Adventure. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it yet. Like the cards seem to be seem to have combos, but it's very Slay the Spire, but for some reason it doesn't do the same thing. There's some clever game design that is missing in Rogue Adventure, I think, and the progression is very slow as well. I'm not sure why that is the case. That's really strange. But this is on my wish list apparently. Doesn't mean much. I have lots of things on my wish list. Oh, it's the yeah. I added that recently. That looks interesting. It's less than Slay the Spire. It's more like it's a combination of a card game and Kingdoms, I think. basically. It looks really interesting. It's a real-time card game, which is also a thing I always wanted to do. Back then, when I said let's do a card game, I was like, let's do a real-time card game. That's some interesting ideas for that. Yeah, this looks interesting. Does this have a mobile version, by the way? I doubt it. Ugh. They fucked up their certificate. Accept the risk and continue. What? Why is there an Engines link here? So they're hosting. They're trying to host their website via Engines. No, they're redirecting via Engines. Why? And they also fucked it up, apparently. Anyway, yeah, this looks interesting. It's also in early access, though. So, as usually, I'm gonna wait with it. Visual rights to combos are really weak gameplay wise. That might be it. One combo is just adding robocards to your deck. Okay. Like my first playthrough, I played like I'm on my second playthrough of Rogue Adventure. In my first playthrough, I stacked weak effects, and then I had one card that dealt damage based on that. That was kind of good. Not super strong. The good thing about it was that I got armor for weak opponents, so I had a hard time dying. But then I ran into a boss fight in the third act, or the third level or whatever, which just dealt enormous amount of damage. So that ended the run. And in my new run, I started picking up poison cards, so I'm gonna see how that works out. What could you do actually? I'm getting distracted. Indexer, right. So now I have to actually set up a tile collection. So I need to decide on a good way. New. Like, can we do the immutable dictionary thing? Is there an immutable dictionary? Let's check that first. C#. Immutable dictionary. I assume there is an implementation for that, right? Oh yeah, okay. And I assume I can do immutable dictionary. Wait, which namespace does... What? What is this doing here? Get out of there. What? This is a namespace. Namespace Pionactory. Oh. Okay. Interesting typo. Okay. So I assume I can do this. I don't have a tile. I need a tile class. Damn it, the index says read only. Wait, how do you... What is constructor of this class taking? Nothing? What? It doesn't take constructor. Does it take any constructor? It doesn't have a constructor. Okay. How do you set this up? How do you create one? And they have factory methods. Do you convert a regular dictionary to it? Extension methods. Do I just call add? No, I need an empty one first. How do you use that thing? God damn it. Hey Samuel Norman. He asks if it's better to watch on YouTube or Twitch. Whatever you prefer. Chat is gonna be mirrored for both anyway. And yeah. She writes, okay, if deck builder was a tier list, my B tier would be over dungeon. What was over dungeon? Damn it. Bad at typing today. Neoverse. This one? Don't like the art style. Real-time card battle game. On my wish list. Most card games on my wish list, I think. Looks interesting. Fate Hunters. I remember that. I have that. I think I didn't like it. Isn't that fairly recent? Yeah, that's recent. I think I did probably didn't video on it. I didn't like it, I think. Can't really remember. Blood cards. What was blood cards? Oh, I also have that apparently. Blood card. Thanks for following, Samuel. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That was really strange. Okay, Fortune writes some code in chat. Public void credit to legacy. Int coolness factor equals gift point coin BB Fortune to 2 power 128. Return coolness factor. Fuck you, chat, for not using my carriage line feeds. There would also be dungeon tales. Looking over it's like $20. What? For unlock all, and there are 2 classes with 1 free. You'll find quite check. I remember most of those names. Let me check really quick which one was which. Google Play. Oh yeah, never mind that. Dungeon Guilds. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Like for games I don't like, I never remember why I don't like them. Usually because I only play them for so long, and then I just put them on my never think about it again list. I don't have Meteor. This Meteor Fall. This one probably. Yeah, I played that recently and I didn't like it. Can't remember why, but not a fan. And White Tyrant? Void Tyrant. I actually play that. That's installed. Like these two. This is actually interesting because oh yeah, that's why it's showing up, right? Wait, this is still installed. That was weird, I think. I actually play that. It's not bad. It's not good either. But it's a good time waster. Yeah, I didn't like that one for some reason. Can't really remember why, but. Before generates. Also, I'm drunk, returning an int in a void function. Yeah, true. Overdungeon is just pure madness. Like there's a card that plays the top 3 animal cards, and there is an animal card that plays 3 sheeps. The top animal card and adds 1 copy of itself to the deck. This turns quickly into madness with plus 500 animals per card. What? Wait, which one was Overdungeon again? Overdungeon. Which one was Overdungeon? Goddammit. Oh, this one. Yeah, okay. Hey Moke, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Fishy, that's what I do. I just stack modifiers in Void Tyrant. I just stack modifiers. It's just the best strategy. I'm convinced. Modifiers are just OP as hell. Yeah, this sounds like something I have to check out eventually. Okay, so how do I use this thing? So yeah, this is the right question here. How do I create an instance of that thing? You can't create a mutable collection with the collection initialized because the compiler translates them. Yeah. Obviously, this is the concept. We understand John Skeet's ways to deal. John Skeet. Need to know Skeet. Let's check at this one first. New dictionary, and then okay. So there's a two immutable method. I expected that, and there's a builder, which I can say add. Okay. No, I'm gonna do this. This makes more sense. So what I probably want to do is write a constructor that takes a dictionary, because that's the easy thing to set up. So we go back here, create another constructor. That takes an I dictionary. Because I can actually use the collection initializer on that one. And that's gonna call this with tiles.2 immutable, no, not array, dictionary. And do nothing. No? Because ambiguous. Why is it called ambiguous? Oh, because it returns an immutable dictionary, which implements iDictionary and immutable dictionary. How do I fix that? What's the best way? And then this should work, but that's ugly. I mean, I can just do it the hard way. It's pretty annoying though. But yeah, I can just go. I'm gonna run. Wait, I'm gonna run into this problem when I'm calling this as well. Oh no, I'm not. I also don't really like the expression thing for a constructor. It also looks wrong. Always looks wrong. Have an assignment in the expression thingy. It's strange. I do know Pion. Teach me C#. What should I teach you? We'll be motivated. Get a child. Like what I learned from having a child is using my time effectively. Because you will have so few time left after you become a father. It's ridiculous. So you grasp at everything you can take, and you're gonna actually sit down and do things. Or at least I do. Not necessarily true for everyone. The thing is, I still get less done than before I had a child because so few time. Fortune rates for the non-IT people here. Creating a constructor has nothing to do with acts of sexual nature concerning a construction worker. Getting a child is hard if you're gay. Yeah, that's true. I've made some constructors in my time and I've never had to pay alimony. Some good shit. So, I'm gonna run into a problem in a second because I need a tile class to test this shit. But we can do, so we should be able to do the following. New tile collection. That takes a new dictionary, coordinates, a tile. New coordinates. So this works. Cool. And I'm gonna do something most of you probably find ugly. But I like doing this. Having braces, like round braces on a new line, similar to these ones. Curly braces. So that works. That's good. Now I need a tile though, because I cannot put default everywhere, because I'm not going to be able to test anything if I put default everywhere. I'm not even sure what it's going to do in this case. What is default of an interface? Oh, null, I guess. Yeah, it's not a struct. It should be fine. Fortune writes, my sense of humor is best worst when I'm drunk. Yeah. I see that. Should stop drinking Coke if I want to go to sleep eventually. Oh fuck, that's almost, well, over 0.3. Almost over a third of a liter, I think. So that's probably not good for sleep. Could have not done that. So I need some tile class. Should be easy though. Is there a generator for that? Somehow? Move to namespace. Can I just write a class that? No. Okay. I guess we just create one. One that doesn't do much. It needs like an. You know what? I'm gonna write a test thing. So let's add a folder first. Test implement. No, wrong word. Test implementation sounds wrong. Mocks. Let's call it mocks. Wait, is the? Oh no, it's fine. Test tile. I'm just gonna call it tile, to be honest. It's gonna be in the test namespace, so it's fine. Doesn't even have to be public. So we can just go tile, tile. Pionactory. Implement. Yeah, it's fine if it throws these. It just needs something to identify, so we're gonna go within the public int ID. And then create a constructor for it. Now should be able to do new tile. Actually, I shouldn't call it that way, because then I cannot actually distinguish the two. Test tile. It is. Test tile 1. God damn it. I was pressed wrong. There's also Deck of Ashes, Book of Demons, Hell card, Journey. That rings a bell. Any of Greed? No, wait, that's multiple games. Mocks when your hardware is shit for debugging. No, mocks if you don't want to the complexity of the real class. Or do you mean like mocking? I think I got it. Okay, what do I actually want to test? Oh yeah, I want to test the indexer. So let's actually create a local for that. Tile. And then have a local for that as well. Create. And then assert are equal expected tile. And then I should name the collection. Collection coordinates. Doop 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 doop. I'm an embedded engineer, Moxa, when your hardware is shit for debugging. I mean, you're doing embedded, you're always on shit hardware. Visual rights for mobile, I also recommend Card Quest. It's very unlike compared to Slay the Spire and kind of frustrating and grainy, but this didn't stop me from nearly 100%ing the Card Quest. Do I know that? Probably didn't play that because it's fairly expensive. Check that. Wait, isn't there a Steam version of that? Yeah, I definitely remember playing that. Or there's a free version of it or something. I think I played this on Steam. It was okay. Probably own this. Yeah, I own this. Didn't play too much of it either, I guess. I hate the art style. I can't bear that. Oh, by the way, what is John Skeet? There was John Skeet answer apparently, so yeah, he's using the builder, okay. I think the builder is less convenient than this one though. Another beer or go to bed? Before Jim wants a Paul. Be in bed. Yeah, that sounds good. Can Twitch do polls now? Is that a thing? Wasn't that a thing? Feel like it's a thing I've read about. No, that's not a poll. That's a pool. Use polls. Yeah, they have polls now. How do you do that? Ugh, it's so bright. God damn it, why is this so slow? Voting in polls. No, creating polls. On your dashboard for your first poll, click to create a new poll button. Oh, I have to do that on the dashboard. Yeah. Where's that button? There's no such button. There. I don't have that. And I can't add that either. Add stream marker. Flip that. Pause channel. Add channel. I don't have that. Is that a feature that's not available to everyone? Is that not rolled out? Is that not rolled out to everyone? Do you have to be affiliate here or something? There is a not missing. I don't have a create new poll button, so I guess I'm fucked. Well, greetings from Germany to you, Dex BBM. Why do I not have a button? I want a poll button. Twitch. Create a poll button missing. Oh. Have to be affiliated. Why do you not roll this out to... Oh, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Not rolling out polls to regular, like, non-affiliates. It just... Why? Why? Sorry, I can't do a poll. I'm not an affiliate, and I'm probably not gonna be one ever. Because... affiliates, from my last... from what I've heard last though, at least, is are not allowed to multi-stream. So sorry, no poll. That means I'm probably never gonna make money on Twitch, but fuck that. I'm not gonna go Twitch exclusive. There, it's nothing about attitude, Samuel. It's all about it's a decision. If they give me a deal where I'm allowed to multi-stream, then yeah, okay, sure. As long as my content has to be Twitch exclusive for 24 hours or something, then sorry, not sorry. Not gonna do that. So we're not making much progress, so let's try to focus on this again. I think this is a proper test. This actually worked. I want to know what happens. What happens if I go? What happens if I do collection? New coordinate 2, 4. That should crash, right? Well, if we're allowed to do that, why not? That fails. So we say third throws option. Wait, what kind of exception does it throw? Argument exception? Ugh, I could have just checked. Key not found exception, okay. Cannot. Still not? What's your problem? I'll expect an action. There we go. Look at that ligature. Ligature. It looks really nice. Okay. We're not making much progress. Point speaking about every moment BB is in the room. Yeah. Sure. Okay, Dex BBM writes, this helps me a lot to improve my English. Well, okay. Well, then you're welcome. I mean, my English is not great, actually. And I think I have a pretty heavy German accent. But I'm getting there, hopefully. Not really. Like, I'm doing this for 8 years now, I think. One of the reasons I do it in English was because I wanted to improve my English. And I definitely did, but it's probably... I'm never gonna sound like a native. From not native speakers, I get confused with Brits, though, which is funny. Like, sometimes a non-native speaker will call me a Brit. Usually meant as an insult. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm taking that as a compliment because I'm not actually a native speaker. And if you think I'm a British guy, then my English can't be that bad. What happened here? Poor bracer. Oh, yeah. What were the correct names for the different braces? Different braces names. So they're brackets, they're bracelets and bracers or something. What is... Oh, no, wait, those are braces. This is something else. Brace is the wrong word. Brace... God damn it. No, brace is actually the correct word, but... Parenthesis, yeah, that's the other word, right? Names of different parentheses, so... Parentheses or round brackets. Usually I call round braces though, right? Square bracket, box bracket. Curly brackets. And angle brackets. Don't trust this source. What is Wikipedia? What has Wikipedia to say about this? Round brackets or parentheses? Okay, I guess brackets is the word. Curly brackets or braces? Okay, so I can say braces to those, apparently. Fine. Square brackets. Or simply brackets. Okay. It's not how I remember this, but fine. Sorry, BB. I'm not supposed to just agree. Well, I'm gonna take that back then. You're a very productive person. So Samuel writes, I think your accent makes you sound smart. Okay. I've never heard that before. BB also writes, Point, your accent is not that bad at all. Okay. Flying Dog writes, I've heard worse German speaking English, myself included. I mean, there are certain politicans who speak really badly English. This is a toothbrush company. Yeah, I realized. Okay, so usually it's brackets over braces. Okay, then I'm gonna call it brackets. Yeah, no, I'm from Germany, from England. Not at all, actually. I just doing YouTube on English, in English for I think 8 years now, and I watch and listen to a lot of English content. I never watch movies in English usually. Probably would be able to at this point, but I usually don't. But I'm watching a lot of YouTube, or used to watch a lot of YouTube. Not so much anymore. Well, still, I guess. Used to be more YouTube and stuff in English, so that taught me well. And since I'm listening to a lot of British people, I guess I have some British accent for the most part. Also because I learned British in the school, but British accent. Okay, good night, BB. Don't puke. Sleep well. And prepare for the hangover. Drink a lot of water before you go to bed. Yeah, it's annoying because it means you have to stand up at night and go pee. But you will thank me later. Drink like half a liter of water now. That helps. At least if you're I'm not sure if it helps again. Well, you're drinking beer, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure if it actually helps if you're drinking something else than beer. Probably though, because it's mainly against the dehydration you get from alcohol, I guess. But yeah, it works. Milk, interesting. What's your best British impression? I actually can't trigger it. There are sometimes it just flips and I suddenly have really amazing British accent. It just happens. Or it used to happen. It doesn't happen to him often anymore. But there are those moments where it just clicks and then I'm speaking with a very strong British accent. But I can't do that manually. It's similar to my German accent actually. Like I'm not living where I grew up. So I'm living near Cologne, which is North Rhine-Westphalia, whatever that is in English. It's actually called North Rhine-Westphalia, I think, or something. And I used to live in Hessen. Whatever Hessen is in English, I have no idea. And so when I get to my parents, I suddenly have a very strong, or not very strong, but a reasonable Hessisch accent. And that's just not there when I'm here, and I cannot actually. I have a hard time triggering it manually. Ich meine, ich kann versuchen, einfach mal so ein bisschen hessisch zu babbeln, aber das klappt in der Regel nicht so gut. It's hard. Like if I'm actually there, if I'm at my parents', it's way easier for me to fall into that. If I'm not there, nobody else talks like that, then I'm having a hard time. I still have some accent, but it's not strong. Hesja? How do you pronounce that? Let's ask Leo. Hesse. That sounds hessisch.
Hesse.
That's really funny. That's really funny. So, the area is called Hessen. The people living there are called Hessen as well, plural. Singular, one person living there is a Hesse.
Hesse.
And that's actually really funny that the English word for the area is the German word for the person living there. Here, there. It's even written in the same way.
Hessian.
That's really dumb. That's really dumb. Enjoy streaming work? Thanks. How's the housing market in my area? Depends. If you wanna go urban. Hey, wait. I always confuse those words. Which one is which? Urban. They're rural. Yeah, okay, I got it right. So if you want to go urban, it's freaking expensive over here. But if you go rural, it's you can get some good prizes. Oh, a Saarländer. Kölsch is the worst though. People talking here is weird sometimes. Well, it's not as bad as like Sächsisch or something. Saxony. Okay, where were we? The tile collection. What else can we test? We got the indexer. What is with this indexer? Yeah, let's do the other indexer. I actually want to have like a initialize method. And then have like a property. Yeah, let's just make those properties. Actually, I don't need an initialize method. I can just put them up here. Like that. Actually, wait, right. Not iTile. We're testing tile collection. I should not put it in an iTile collection thing. Oh yeah, okay, I need the initialize thing because it's not gonna work otherwise. So yeah, I'm not allowed to do this. So let's take that, put that in initialize. Ugh. All wrong. I guess it needs a header. I love live unit testing so much. It's so great. It makes it so much easier to work with unit tests and therefore makes me more willing to write some. Seeing all the green check marks lighting up is just it's triggering a lot of pheromones. Now we do it the other way. And also, oh, that fails. Not implemented. Oh yeah, right. No. Yeah, right. I didn't implement it because I wanted to do test different design. So I write the test first and then write the code. So actually gonna do the same thing like here, but with the new tile. Yeah, new test tile. Okay, and now we have to write the test until everything becomes green. Only has a good connection to Berlin. Flying Dog writes, I grew up speaking German, French, and a bit of English, and sometimes I get totally lost in translation and stop speaking mid-sentence and need a few moments starting over. What happens to me a lot lately, apparently I'm so, like, English is such a native language to me at this point, even though my English is not great, actually. Like, I'm often lost for words, getting grammar wrong, and stuff like that. But I'm talking and listening, talking so much in English and listening so much to so much English that I started thinking in English quite a bit, and therefore just like I think in English a lot, and I have to make an effort in a lot of situations to speak German, like because there are some words that just like the first thing that springs to my mind is the English version. And so if I don't want to sound like an idiot and talk a lot of Dinglish, which is the German word for, or Denglisch it's the German word for mixing English words into a German sentence. And usually people think you're an idiot if you do that. So if I don't want to sound like an idiot, I have to make an effort to, like, that's actually how if I'm talking to myself, and I talk to myself a lot because I know, it's just how it works. If I'm talking to myself, I'm talking in the worst English ever. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the sentences are half German, half English all the fucking time. Or they're full English in a lot of situations, actually. So, that started very recently there, I think, like in the last few months, or maybe the last year. So that's just probably because, like, I reached a point where I use the language so much that I don't have to think about it. Logan Jury asks, what the fuck is this? Well, I'm creating a game, and, well, mainly I'm talking with the chat, and in between I sometimes write a few lines of code. You would like to hear some Denglish. I don't think I can do that on the spot. It's just a thing that happens. Like, I'm gonna come up with a good example now, but especially when I'm like, it's getting even worse when I'm at work or talking about work, because the work environment, like programming, is just like every resource is in English, and so a lot of things don't have proper German names, and yeah, good luck not speaking English then. Oh, for the non-Germans, by the way, Denglisch is a combination of Deutsch, which is German, like it's the German word for German, and English, which is the German word for English, obviously. So it's just the D from Deutsch in front of the English. So, Denglisch. It's the next Zectronics game. Yeah, I lied. Sorry. Well, it could be. No, it's not a Zectronics game, but it could be a Zack-like. We will see. Is there a nice translation for casual? I think there's one, but I can't think of it right now. Like, there's those situations where there are these words. Casual is one of them, where I don't think about the translation because casual just has a meaning for me. Like, the word casual has a meaning. It's like a native word for me. But I think there is actually a decent translation. Let me check really quick. Maybe not. Nope, there isn't. No, not really. I mean, for certain uses, but if casual versus hardcore, when it comes to gaming or something, then there's no good translation for it. Just gonna be casual. Do you remember Hackmud? Yeah, I do. Hackmud was such a weird game, or it still is, I guess. I was fascinated by it, but I could never get into it. It was just not my thing, but I was fascinated by it. And actually, like, I have a prototype for a game that was inspired by Hackmud. Or, well, not a finished prototype, but I started working at a prototype once. And it was when I started doing game dev here, like a few days ago, I was like, I could do that, or I could do something new. And I decided to do something new. For multiple reasons. Okay, so now that we wrote a test, we have to write some code. This should be easy. Tiles, single. We have to reroute the exception though. Wait. Okay, make this block body. Ugh. Oh no, it actually worked. It's just so. Tiles where. Why is it not? Oh, link is not used. It's not geused. Yeah, that's some good Denglish. Geused. So in German, you the ge in front of a verb is like the passive form. So being used. And then I used because using. So geused. Very good. Which is funny though. Sometimes I have the other thing, like when I'm talking English in videos and streams, I sometimes slip out a German word, especially what was it? Aber, I think is one of the ones, which is but. Not but like the R's, but like but. But shuts down what you said before. There's another one. What's the other one? Can't think of it right now. But there are sometimes it's just like these words there are so like I speak them instinctively and then I don't translate them on the fly. Yeah, I'm living in NRW, Nordrhein-Westfalen. I'm living in Euskirchen, so 40 kilometers to Cologne. Not Euskirchen itself, but close to it. Blah, 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 blah. T, where T is... I don't have a comparer for that. I guess I have to override equals for my test tile, or this will not work. Let's do that really quick. I equatable to I tile. No, to... Is it actually gonna work? Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Wait, why can it not do that using the ID thing? Wait, where did that option go? Why does it not allow him to... There used to be that option, generate equals and get hashcode based on that variable. Do I have to do it like this? Eh? I used that yesterday. Does it only do that for structs? What? Why did I do that yesterday? Why does it not work? Damn it. That was an option yesterday. I could say generate equals and get hashcode, or implement I equatable using ID. Why can I not do that now? Let me do that, please. I don't want to do it by hand. I mean, I can just steal it from coordinate, but weird. I did it here. Why is it not working now? Like, this is generated, all of this. Not sure why it doesn't do that. Or is that because of... Is that from the analyzer plugin? Wait, let's check that really quick. Let's get rid of that again. I would be surprised by that, but let's see. Manage NuGet. Xcop. What's that? Thanks for subscribing, DaxBBM. Sleep well. Two updates available. Update packages. Need all the updates. Oh fuck! I drank too much Coke. I was actually pretty tired earlier, and now I drank Coke, and I'm super hyperactive right now. I have to very much have the not resting food syndrome. What is it called? Something along those lines. So now it's installed. Now it doesn't do it at all. That didn't help. Why not? Strange. Oh fuck, now I deleted the code I had, right? Yeah, damn it. Okay, we have to deal it again from coordinate. That clearly didn't work. Why are you complaining? Oh, we don't have nullable context for tests. Let's do that. Go. So far so good. Now we get all the tiles that are equal to the given tile. We can actually instead do single or default, I guess. Actually, we don't have any check that prevents from the same. We should have checks for that though. We don't have checks for preventing multiple of the same tiles going in there, but we should implement those because it doesn't make sense to have multiple tiles on different on multiple coordinates. The same tile on multiple coordinates, I think. I probably don't want that. A tile can be, well, actually, no. A tile could be on no. It depends on how you define this. I'm gonna keep that open for the moment. Let's not go single default because like tiles. No, wait. No. I'm thinking about the wrong thing. No, tiles should always. There should only every tile should be. Every tile should only be in here once. Actually, I think it. How do you wait? Can I? I'm jumping. Sorry, my thought train is jumping back and forth. Can we? Does it make sense to do the following? Is that a reasonable thing to do? No, that's too much. No, I don't. Maybe. No, that just gives me too many overloads for all the methods. That's dumb. And then I have two add methods instead of one. No, let's not do that. Okay, that's dumb. What I was thinking about, like that, I actually want it to be the other way around as well, but that has some nasty side effects. I don't want a full interface. I just have to make sure that this thing is actually keeping the tiles unique as well. I probably want to write a test for that in a second. I have to go to the bathroom really. Go back. I'm back. And Samuel Samuel T. Norman has an excellent question. Do you stream so you don't look crazy when talking to yourself? No. That's not the reason. I mean, I'm talking to myself a lot, but I don't feel like it. Yeah, I mean, nobody's looking, so nobody notices. I usually avoid talking to myself, or try to avoid talking to myself when some people are around. But I actually have a hard time doing that when I'm programming. Like I need to talk to myself and program. I just no, good, okay. Oh no, not this song again. Or this is dumb. Not rock. Okay, let's go with that. The weird thing is that when I'm talking to myself, the things I say to myself, I usually like I had the full thought process of it already beforehand. So like I think the talking to myself thing is actually to slow me down. Like I think I'm doing that to slow myself down, to not like to give me myself some structure, because whenever I say something when talking to myself, it's something I have the thought process is completed at that point already. And that's like I'm usually not talking when thinking fast. So what I usually do is I think fast and then I formulate a sentence. So if you hear me stopping after a sentence and then continue talking, it's usually that my brain was moving during that time or working during that time. And I think I'm doing the talking to myself, so I have to formulate my thought, so I don't lose my thought process completely. Because I think if I would stop slowing down and would not formulate my thoughts, it would just go crazy. I would just go like I couldn't stop, and would not would be very unstructured. And that can be useful in some situations, like when making decisions in a game, for example. Then my brain just goes into that mode, and that usually works. Like especially if you're playing, like let's say you're playing a card game in real-time PvP, like not a real-time card game, but you're playing a card game and you're on a timer, then it's good to think fast, and I can have think about all the things without formulating them, and that's pretty fast. But in order to explain it to someone, it would take much longer. And but I think if you do that for other things, or if I would do that for other things, it wouldn't work. So that's why my brain is just like, nope, slow down a little bit, make a sentence out of it, and then I continue. Okay, so where were we? So yeah, I have to make tiles unique, but we're not going to do that right now. Right now, we're going to implement this. Single or default. And if tile is no, I can't call this tile. Oh wait, this is actually coordinated. And coordinates cannot be null. So this is actually bad because default is a valid value. I shouldn't do that. Okay, we're gonna do it with the where an account. What's the plural of coordinates? Coordinates? Why is it complaining? Group and int. Oh. No, it's good. Why is it green? Current is used when any would be used as a. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. It would be. Yeah. That actually makes sense. However, and now we're at that point. I knew that point would come, where we need to create a util class. Because I'm gonna have this. I hate this. I hate this so much. This is such a bad syntax. It's so hard to read. So, where do I put that? I think I'm gonna create a new project actually for it. Add new project. It's gonna be a .NET Standard class library. It's gonna be called Pion util. Link extensions. And the first one will be public static pool is empty. Is enumerable. Plus so yeah, I hate any, or any is fine, but if you want to, I hate that there is no is empty. So now there is an is empty, which I can use here. Well, not yet. Oh, it doesn't manage to. Okay, I do it manually. Pionactory add. No, wait, references. References. Where are the references? Dependencies. Add reference. Okay. If coordinates. No. We're just gonna do return coordinates single. Key. That actually gives the key value pair. Oh yeah, right. Returns the key value pair, obviously. And let's actually. Do I want to select here? I think that's makes more sense. It's longer though. Let's just keep it that way. It's wrong anyway right now. Coordinates SSS. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I know that coordinates is already plural, but what do you say when you have multiple combinations of coordinates? What do you call that? So the unit test fails. So this doesn't, if he doesn't find the tile. Fortunate. Yeah, wait. Suppress this. Or yeah, for the class though. I guess like this. Fine. I hate that suppressing is so verbose and so ugly. Okay, so even though so it doesn't find the tile. So I'm not sure this actually works. Let's break into here. It might not apply the equal because it doesn't know the other one is a test tile. It should throw it in here. That should actually match. Oh, you don't see the overview, the pop-ups, sorry. So it seems like tile and the one in there are the same, but the equals method fails. I mean, we can easily check that by doing, and I made ID private. No, T isn't 9. Yeah. No, it doesn't. I don't know this here. Oh, is it because it doesn't know that code? No. Can't easily test it. Why is it not calling equals here? This is value type equals. Oh, what is value type equals? What is value type equals? What? Why is this not object equals? Especially because T is... Oh, because it's key value pair. Fuck. Yeah, okay. We do it different then. We do it properly. Select T pair dot... No, wait, that doesn't work. No. Pair dot value equals tile. Bam! Green. Got it. It's so cool. Like, you finish typing the moment the code is able to compile. It takes like half a second and you get the feedback that the unit test is done. You don't even have to save. Like, this is so good. By the way, does it wait for... If I... It's stop. Wait, what is... When I... So this is... If I type now... Yeah, it waits until I stop typing. Okay. It's not doing anything until I... while I'm changing something. But as soon as I stop typing, it starts running the tests. So good, such a good feature. Amazing. So Adam writes, hello, can you show what do you have now if you can? There is nothing visually yet. I don't have a user interface yet. So I just have a few classes basically and a few unit tests. I can show you my roadmap though. We're right now in a part here that's like in this part basically. Can write down tile collection. Then we probably need some. Not sure if I need the others. Not yet. Oops. So we basically step right now. And writing a UI is down here. I need some basic stuff first. And I don't want to do it quick and dirty and super fast, so it takes a while. because I want to do it clean first, and I want to do it clean and with testing and whatnot. And so it will take a while until I actually get UI, which is bad, but it's also good. Like the upside is the code is clean from the beginning, which is, I think, is good. It's also like the main reason is I like doing it that way. I enjoy doing it that way. So yeah. Twitch broke. Broke it on YouTube. What did bridge break? Did the stream break somehow? Seems to be fine. Okay, don't worry. Good. So, done. Cool. Okay, next thing. I'm gonna write a test that prevents this constructor from taking double tiles or non-unique tiles. So make void constructor or prevent double or enforce unique tiles. Good name. So basically, I want to throws exception. When oh yeah, throws an argument exception. When I create the tile collection with bad things. Set up the initializer. Wonder if we can probably. What's up with the autocomplete? We might want to find a way to write a constructor in an easier way. I'm gonna think about that in a moment. But let's do this first. Why is everything green? Enforce unique tiles creates a new instance of tile collection which is never used. Happy? Happy. Oh, live unit testing died. God damn. Why is it dying? So Adam writes, looks very interesting. I love Factorio and combined with FTL would be like the best if done right. I hope you will do it successfully. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, I like the idea as well, quite a bit. Like the spaceship idea is definitely the one I'm preferring over the other two. I have a little question about tile collection. Collection gets set. What is it about? I don't get that gets set part. Okay, that's so you're not a C# programmer, I assume. So let's give me the rundown really quick. This is basically the thing. That's the most basic feature that sets C# apart from Java. It's called property. Right, you were not actually talking about this one, but it's the same thing. We were talking about this one. This one. So that is what is called a property. Can we unflash it? Convert to full property. So, that's not really helpful. Basically, what this does, this is basically C#'s way of saying, this is a field, a backing field with a getter and a setter method, with a get and a set method. So in Java, you would have to write a bunch of boilerplate code for this or use Lombok. And in C# you can just write this. And this is just so basic form. This is a so-called auto property. So let me give me a quick rundown. So if you can do a property. So you say I have an int here. My live unit test died again. What the fuck? I have an int here. It's called my int, and it's a property. That's where the curly brackets come in, and that property has a getter and a setter. And now I can say get always returns 4. It's obviously not a very good getter, but whatever. And set does, I don't know, nothing. So basically, well, okay, let's make a proper example. Let's say you have a private field. Call it my int private field or something. Or some people do it this way. Or yeah. So that's just a field in a class field or instance field. And now you can do this. And this. So basically, this is your private backing field. And now you write a property that wraps that thing by defining a getter that returns the value of, or the content of that, and a setter that sets that. And now you can, as you would in Java or whatever, where you would write a get and a set method, like have extra code in here, like the getter could convert it or whatever, or format it, or lock or whatever. The setter could check for certain value ranges and stuff like that. So since this is a lot of code, this is basically pretty similar to what you would have to write in Java. A little bit different of syntax, but same amount of code. So now C#, but this is already better than what Java has. But C# goes way further than that. So what you can do now in C# is, oh, by the way, what you can do now is you can say the setter is private, for example, or you can say this thing has no setter. You can do all these things. But what you also can do is you can say, you know what? This is way too much code. We are doing something which is called an auto property, which looks like this. And that's exactly the same thing. It's called an auto property because it implements the property in the default way, and which the thing you just saw was the default way of doing it. So this is just a shorthand for that, and that's exactly what you see up here. But yeah, there are other things possible with properties, but I'm not gonna go into detail here. What about ampersand equals equals? What is ampersand equals equals? Ampersand equals equals. I don't think that's something in C#. There might be something in JavaScript. Ampersand equals equals. Never heard of that. And no, it's probably a JavaScript thing, I would imagine. Oh, you're learning. Okay, so Adam is learning C#. Yeah. Properties are a fundamental feature of C#. Learn about them quick. And there's another feature a lot of C# developers don't know about. Like a lot of new C# developers don't know about, which is essential and it's really strong. I'm not gonna go into detail, but Google extension method. Extension methods are the shit. Actually, I can show you one. I just wrote one a few minutes ago somewhere. Here. That's an extension method. So the extension method is a public static, or not necessarily public, but usually public static method in a public static class. And it uses the this keyword for its first parameter. And what this allows me to do, so this is just a static method. So if I have like some method, public, doesn't have to be public, static test void. So I have some method where I can write some code, And now I have an enumerable like list, or I can just make a variable. So so what I can do now, this is a static method, so I can call is empty list. Right, I can do that and save the values somewhere. It doesn't let me because it's unassigned. Now it's gonna complain that this is not different. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, I don't have. A second. I want to make it complain. Why do I have to do this everywhere? It's gonna complain. Why is it not complaining? Not complaining for some reason. Oh, well, doesn't matter. So I can do this now, which looks like this code seems fine. This is okay. It's good to read. It gets a little bit more annoying if I'm in a different class, because I'm in a different class. Then I have to write it a little bit different. All of a sudden I have to type link extensions is empty, which is a little annoying. But what I can do as well, or instead, is now write this. And all of a sudden it looks like is empty is a member or a method of enumerable, which it isn't. Enumerable doesn't define is empty. But I can call it as it would have this method. And that's just because of this keyword. If I remove this line is going to complain. Go. So what this actually does, it just does the same thing as this line. It calls the static method and passes the list as the first parameter. That's just all it does. But it's a really, really neat syntax trick. And a lot of new C# developers don't know about this. And it's actually important to know about it first because you can use it, and second because it can be a big pitfall. So if you don't know this is a thing, so imagine you find this code. Imagine you find this line of code. You don't know about extension methods, and you're debugging like it's someone. So you're in a project and you're supposed to debug an issue, and you're finding this line of code, and you're pretty sure. And you're pretty sure that the bug has to be around somewhere here. And you look at this code and see, okay, this is an enumerable. Enumerable is a system collections class, so this is written by Microsoft. So this will not have any bugs. Is empty apparently is a method of enumerable, so this will not have any bugs. So you will just glance over this and see, yeah, there cannot be a bug. The bug cannot be in here. It has to be somewhere else. And that's not true. But if you don't know about extension methods, that's a reasonable thought process. But this is not true. This is actually custom code. This is written by me, because if we go to definition of this, we're ending up here, and there could be a bug in here like this. So this is actually important to know if you're working with code that uses extension methods, because you cannot just glance over this line and or dismiss this line for being bug-free, because this is not Microsoft code. This is code from this project, which is not obvious at first glance. It's actually one of the features you should know about when you're working with a language, because it's a pitfall. You don't know about it. Yeah, I hope that helped a little bit. Let me check let me check the chat really quick. Oh, Schmelly argument, question mark, equals. Yeah, that's an awesome operator. That's the null qualifying assignment operator. Can I use that here? Or why did you bring that up? Or The question mark equals operator is pretty neat. It's a little confusing at first, but it actually makes sense. I like teaching things, so I'm just gonna talk about it. There's no point right now because I don't think I have a use case for it, but I wanna show it because it's a cool new feature as well. So you know about this, right? You can do int not variant int e. So wait, what's the example? You do yeah, you do this 4, and then you do e plus equals 3 because I mistyped. Now e will be, so this line is the same thing as e equals e plus 3. Right? These two lines are the same thing. So now there is an operator in C# that's called the null coalescing operator, which is question mark question mark. Basically, what it does is if you have you can say how do we do this? String s or s s, and then you say var s2 as question mark question mark. We give it proper. So basically, what this question mark operator means is if s is null, then take the fallback value, and if it's not null, take the s value. So you could write that as could you write this? I mean, you could do it with the question mark operator. So that's the same thing. Or you could write it with an if statement, obviously. So these two things are the same thing. And now they added another operator, which looks like this. No, not like this. Wait. Actually, wait. We have to change the example a little bit to make it more reasonable. So basically, we want to assign s. If s is null, we want to replace it with fallback. Right? That's what this line says, or this line, the same thing. So if s is null, we want to replace it with fallback. So written like this, s would be a. Written like this, it would be fallback. Okay, and now we have this operator, which does the same thing. And this looks confusing at first. What is question mark equals supposed to be? But if you compare it now with this up here, like plus equals is the same as, like I plus equals 3 is the same as I equals I plus 3. S question mark equals S is the same as, actually, that's obviously wrong. S question mark equals fallback. It's the same thing as S equals S question mark fallback. So this is exactly like if you compare this with this and this with this, it's very consistent. It's the same thing. It's the same repeating pattern. So, so this line is comparable to this one and this one to this one. Right? You see, right? I plus 3 SS question mark fallback, and then I plus equals 3 and S question mark equals fallback. It's the same pattern. It's very consistent. It's really good for initializing things if they're not supposed to be null. I am here for a few minutes and I already learned more than in college. Well, that's not sure what to say about that. So I actually wanted to test. I wanted to do what I actually wanted to do. No, wait, that's not right. I wanted to make this test. I wanted this test to succeed. currently running. Wait, what is not compiling? Now live unit testing just broke again. No, we actually have. Go away. Why? Why do you think the language should be? Oh, because it's on this wrong standard. There we go. Okay. So now it works. That's also why this didn't complain. Wait, where was the? No, that was not. Oh no, I fixed that already, right? Maybe. So the test fails. Why? Assert throws exception failed. No exception thrown. Okay. Why? Oh, because I didn't implement it yet. Yeah, because I'm doing somewhat test-driven design here. So I actually have to check those. What's the easiest way to check them? Throw them in a hash set. Oh, I broke live unit testing it? No, no, it didn't. Is there a unique method? No. Oh, it would actually be cool. Like go tiles values are unique. What's the easiest way in C# to do that? Sharp check collection unique. Hello Twintaf, welcome to the stream. What is the best way to do that? Distinct count. I mean, yeah, that works, sure. Is that the best way to do it though? I mean, distinct, it's probably fairly performant. Okay, he says this is more performant, okay. We probably write an helper method with this. Is there like a name recognized like John Skeet? No. Bytes hash set. All different distinct bytes count. Dist count. So he just puts them in a hash set instead of calling distinct. Or another approach. Ooh, what? That's... So hash set add returns false if the element could not be added since it was already in the hash set. So he calls add on all the elements in hash set. And as soon as one of them returns false, it's done. That's actually pretty good. Is that better than this though? You don't have to count. Yeah, I think this is pretty good actually. It's the most efficient method I can think of using standard.net. Yeah, that's... T, continue. Through. Okay, he has an first duplicate thing in here, which is... Okay, I like this solution. Everyone is like user hash set, okay. Or distinct. It is just removing duplicates though, it's not actually checking. Okay. Let's steal this. Twentef. Is it 22 Twentef? I don't know. Reds, I have a question. I'm interested in programming, but I'm 20 years old, unfortunately. Do you think this is Way too late. No, it's not too late. No, certainly not. 22 is... You're still young. Brain should be capable of getting into this stuff. The important question is what is... Like, I think everyone can learn programming at any age. The question is what is the correct approach to do it? And different... Like, people learn in fundamentally different ways. And everyone has to figure out their own way of doing it the best way. And like, if you're learning the wrong way, you will A, have a harder time doing it, and B, be less motivated about it because it's going to be less fun. But if you find the correct way to learn for you, then it's usually very efficient and fun. It's easier to stay motivated. But I can't answer this question, obviously. There are a few, like, one approach is, or a decent approach is that works with a lot of people. Do it with games. So I would just recommend checking out some programming puzzle games and see if they click. Oh yeah, Adam has a good question. Let me answer that really quick. So he asks about the ligatures, these thingies here. That's not an extension. That's called a ligature, and it's two things basically. So a font. So the font that I'm using has to provide ligatures, and the ones I'm using, I can plug it really quick. I installed it yesterday, and it's amazing. I love it. It's called JetBrains Mono. It's the font designed for programmers or for developers. And I really love it. It's really good, and it has over 130 ligatures. We can check out a few of them here. So that's one thing. You have to use a font that has ligatures, and then you have to tell your IDE to actually use them. I think it's enabled by default in Visual Studio though. So I think you just have to use a font that supports them, and you should be fine. So this arrow is just an equal and a greater sign. If I put them together, it creates a ligature. It's super late already. God damn it, but I'm not tired at all because of the Coke. Oh, fuck. I'm so dumb. Why did I drink so much Coke? The caffeine is still kicking. I'm getting a little tired right now, but I'm not going to be able to sleep, so there's no point in going to bed. Okay, so I need another helper method. Why did you create a temp file? And why does it show up here? Can we delete that? So we need another new extension. Public static bool is unique. Unique sounds wrong for a collection. All values are unique. It's very verbose. Is distinct? Contains only, well, it's even more verbose. All values are unique. Or all values unique. Not a great name. Can't think of a better one right now though. Oh yeah, all different is actually a good name for it. Wait, what did the other use? So he doesn't have him. He has just a variable, all different. That's fine though. He calls it has duplicate. Oh, that's not bad. Has no duplicates is actually great. Ugh. Has no duplicates is a good name. That's short and snappy and also easy to understand. And I'm not gonna write it this way. Because that's hard to read. He's not null. T2 byte. Oh, where's this byte? So this returns bool. This returns a bool. So it returns false if it cannot add it because of the thing. So it will return false as soon as one of them is a duplicate, and then we can just return the negation of this. Well. You know what? I was joking about it a lot, but I think I'm actually gonna do it now. Like, not here on stream. I was joking about it in the past. I'm gonna do it now. I hate the exclamation mark operator so badly. I'm gonna do something really silly now. It's not a link extension though. It's just a... Should be in a different class. Common. Actually... You know, we're just gonna rename this. Common extensions. We put a very basic one in here. Just because I hate the exclamation mark operator so much. I think this is good to read. I'm a ladybug, writes, hello TH Pine, I just watched your Creeps tutorial and decided to subscribe only to notice you were doing a live stream and want to say hi. Hi! Yes, Creeps, that's been a while. It's much more cleaner font than default console. Thanks. Yeah, I love the font. The font is amazing. It's so good. It's really easy to read. It has great ligatures. Just a really good font. Yeah, Scripts has been a while. Actually, Scripts got me most of my subscribers, funnily enough. And those videos are still being watched quite a bit. But be careful, there's like, I think in at least one video they changed the API. And so the code is not actually working anymore. I think it's the code for creating new creeps. I think they changed that. Like you have to always give it a name now or something. So yeah, just to be aware of that. So why did we need that? Has no duplicates. Actually, you know what? I actually need the method to has duplicates. Makes everything easier anyway. No, wait. I did this the wrong way anyway. I should use a variable here though, because this is hard to understand. You have to understand this first. All different. Then we turn different not. I mean, for one variable, it's fine. I'm gonna keep that in here though, because I'm gonna need that at some point. Slide a comment because this is not obvious. This is not obvious at all. Hash set.add returns false if it finds a duplicate. And now I can just go has duplicates. If tiles values have duplicates, throw new argument exception. I think I might have, no, it's okay, fine. Bam! I love live unit testing. It's so good. It's so good. I love this feature so much. It's so great. I could just instantly give feedback. It's so good. You complete, you finish typing the line and bam, green check marks. Or not. Oh yeah, Samuel T. Norman writes, it changed from create creeps to spawn creeps, so I guess you're coming from creeps as well to my channel. And then Adam writes, yeah, actually you have my subscribe from creeps too. So most people in here apparently know me about creeps. From creeps. Yeah, I did hit a mark with those videos. Tutorial videos are just really strong on YouTube. Especially for games like that. That need some tutorials. Like there was this other game, Project Aura. Let me show you really quick. This is the new channel, by the way, which, channel manager, which sucks, by the way. And Aura. There. No, that's the wrong one. Can I? Oh, this is so dumb. Get me to classic. Fuck you. I hate this so much. So dumb. I just want to search to update on what I type. God damn it. Q. I hate the new YouTube Studio. So dumb. So, this is a very obscure game. But this video still got 5k views. Just because it's not even a good tutorial. Like this is a very, in my opinion, it's not a great tutorial because it took like 30 minutes to get some basics done. It's like tutorials, when I look for tutorials, I could look for tutorials that are well edited and short. And this is just me rambling for 30 minutes, showing stuff live. For scripts that makes sense because I'm going through the thought process of developing the code, which is what you have to learn in scripts. Like if you just want to learn the API, you look at the API. If you want to learn how to play scripts, you have to learn to program scripts. So it makes sense to go more with the live approach there. But for to just show off the mechanics, I prefer tutorial videos that are edited and cut to the important parts. So you could cut this video down to probably 5 to 10 minutes, I assume. So this is not even a good video in my opinion, but it got 30 upwards to 2 downwards and 5,000 views because tutorials just go really well on YouTube, especially for games that are not obvious. And this game had some obscure mechanics that are weird to understand. So I made a tutorial video back then. 2015, boy, that's been a while. I made an update video in 2018, and what is? I guess when the game fully released. Barely remember that. Yeah. Okay, so that works now. Cool. Oh yeah, I have to do this in both constructors though. Or I get rid of this constructor. Let's just get rid of this one. This is... I would like to be able to call one constructor to the other, but it's not possible because then they're ambiguous. Which sucks. Because if I get an iDictionary here, Like immutable dictionary implements iDictionary. So if I try to do this, it's gonna complain because it's ambiguous, because this is not it's no immutable dictionary, and that implements iDictionary and immutable dictionary, so it doesn't know which constructor to call. So that sucks. So we're just gonna get rid of this constructor. And what I wanted to figure out is to write a better way, or write a better constructor, so I don't have to do this. It's pretty annoying to write down. Well, this rather. So I want to skip the dictionary thing, basically. So I want to take. I mean, we can do it. No, that's hard. Is there a way? Wait, how do I? What do I have to do? Wait, can I? What do I have to do to be able to get the object initializer? I think I get one, but it's gonna complain because it's gonna be read only. Yeah, it's there. That's one of the words that just slipped through. That was German. That's what I was mentioning earlier. Mist is just like damn. Well, a little bit more, less what's the word? Sweary. Hello Nikolai. Wait, is that my favorite Screeps tutorial creator who's streaming? Yes, it is. Hello man. Hello. Yeah, not creating Screeps videos anymore, I guess. But yeah, we were just talking about Screeps. Basically, half of the people in here or more know me about Screeps apparently. From Screeps apparently. Yeah. I don't see a way of doing this. Like, I could do. Okay, I could do one thing. Could write a C term. God damn it! Live unit testing is taxing the computer. What is this music? What the hell? I also really should go to bed. Is that better? Sure. Let's keep it going for a moment. So what I could do, I think, is I could say params and then a tuple coordinate itile array tiles. Then should be able to call this tiles to immutable dictionary. Need the key selector, the value collector selector. We can do that. Pair, no, tuple. Just call it T. 1. Or rather, we give them names. Let me write this down and then I'm gonna explain it. This should work, right? Nice. Cool, that's actually smooth. What I can do now is this. God damn it, I'm missing the keys so badly. This music, what the hell? Yeah, works. Sweet. So, okay. This might look a little weird to people who are not super familiar with C#. If you code and stream, you should expect Screeps kind of people to come. I guess. I guess that makes sense. So basically, this is a tuple, native tuple, part of C# since C# 7, 6, 7, 7. So this is a native tuple, or a value tuple, it's called actually. So it's a tuple of a coordinate and a tile. Okay, easy. Then this is an array of tuples. It's called tiles. And so this is fine. The params keyword can be written in front of an array, and it allows you to write down, like, let's make an example. So we have a method, public, not public, void params test that takes an int array. So we have that method. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't matter. Now we have another method that tests this method. Or that uses the method. So I'm now calling params test, and now I have to give it an array of ints, right? So I write new int array with a few values. Okay. I can do that, but if I put params in front of this, I can instead write this. So params says, take all the arguments that are coming, all the arguments that are left in the call, and put them into this array. If they have the right type, obviously. If they don't, like if you put a string here, you're just gonna complain. Say, that doesn't fit, that's not possible, that's not an int. Go away, don't do that. And live unit testing died again. It's such a great feature. Why is it dying all the time? And freezing my IDE? It's not cool. So this is now a params array of tuples. So now I can write tuple as first argument and then another tuple as a second. I could put a third one in there, and it's combining them to an array and giving that array to the constructor, which then converts that to an immutable dictionary by separating the constructor. Actually, wait, shouldn't be possible. No, we can't do the deconstructor here. Which then converts it to an immutable dictionary and then calls the proper constructor. So we can also use this here. So I usually would like to use the collection initializer here, but I can't because it's an immutable collection. And immutable collections, the collection initializer for a dictionary uses the indexer, and that's read-only in an immutable collection, so it's not possible. So I built the next best thing, which is a constructor that takes a params array. I think that makes sense. Okay, cool. Cool. I think I should commit really quick. This is way too much code for one commit already. A bunch of shit in here. Partially implemented tile collection. Actually, it's almost completely implemented. We're only lacking this one because we generated all this code earlier, thanks to this awesome Visual Studio feature that allowed me to do that. That was really cool. I was hoping, like I was thinking about it last night. And I was like, yeah, it would be really nice if we could just generate, like, the thing. What I did basically is, this implements immutable dictionary. So if you take a look here, this interface inherits from immutable dictionary. So in order to implement this interface, I have to implement immutable dictionary. So we could write this instead. So let's imagine this class, and you have a property, because this is just wrapping an actual immutable dictionary. So this is just a wrapper class basically around the thing we're implementing. And now what Visual Studio can do is you can tell it to implement this interface using this property, and that's what I did, and it came up with all of this shit, which I now don't have to type out, which is great, because it just wraps the thing and passes through all the methods. It's amazing. So that's good. Okay, back to business. Where's the next one? Yeah, there. Range indexer. Do I want to implement this now? I'm actually getting tired right now, so I might go to bed. I should be in bed already, but I drank too much Coke, so I'm not. I didn't got tired, but I think I'm getting tired now, so I think I'm gonna stop now. Because this is actually gonna be a little tricky. Like, this is actually gonna be work. Implementing that thing is actually gonna be interesting, challenging, gonna require some brain power, and brain power is starting to run low. Let's push my changes. And bring this to a close. So, tile collection is not finished yet. So okay, that's fine. When will be the next stream? I don't know. Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 2 days, maybe in not on Tuesday certainly. But tomorrow, so Monday, Sunday and Monday are both possible. But I'm not gonna promise it. Like, we'll see when I feel like it. It might also happen that I just start or continue a program without streaming it, depending on how I feel and what I want to do. But yeah, I'm not gonna have a schedule or anything, but it's always gonna be around the same time. So basically, my after 8 p.m. CET, because that's when my son is in bed, and so if I stream, then it's some around that time or after that time, like. And usually not that late, so usually between 8 p.m. and midnight CET. But I fucked up my sleep schedule yesterday, and now I drank Coke and fucked it up even worse, so that happened. I have to somehow recover from that. I might just be bad. Let's see. Because I have to get some sleep before I have to work again on Monday. So yeah. Feel like I made some progress today. Not super much. Finished the tests for coordinate. And almost implemented tile collection, including tests. Took a long time again. How long am I streaming already? 3.5 hours. This is really going slow. I mean, I'm talking to chat a lot and getting distracted and start teaching C# and whatnot. Or just talking about things. So it's to be expected to go slow, but think that's fine. As I said yesterday, I have to do this in a way that it's fun to me. Because if I'm doing this in my spare time. I'm a full-time software developer. If I'm programming in my spare time, it has to be the perfect conditions. Because if it's not, I'm gonna drop it like a, what did I say yesterday? Hot potato, I think. So drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Yeah. I'm not gonna stress myself out over being slow and start cutting corners to be faster, because I want to do this. Like, I enjoy it. I said it earlier, but I enjoy it. I enjoy programming or software development if I can do it cleanly. If I can, like, I enjoy fiddling around with like creating constructors like this, like coming up with a good idea to initialize a class or use a method. I enjoy writing. Where is it? I enjoy writing stuff like that. It's not even that clever, but I enjoy writing cool methods and stuff, and doing things the right and clean way, and thinking about what is the perfect way to do it and stuff like that. What's the best way to do it? And so I just enjoy doing that way, and that's not necessarily fast, but it has other advantages. Like it's gonna help out later on if your code is good, clean, and easy to understand, easy to use, and bug-free, and test covered, and that's gonna help in the long run. So I hope it's not wasted, but my gut feeling says it's not. And also I get in the habit of writing more tests and relearn and relearn and relearn how amazing live unit testing is. That really helps me. Like, this really keeps the motivation going for me, because I'm usually very lazy when it comes to writing tests. But writing tests for these classes so far is very easy, because they're easy to instantiate. There's no dependency injection going on or like that. I don't have to mock anything, or not a lot at least. All those tests are fairly simple and straightforward, and they give this immediate awesome feedback because of live unit testing. So that keeps me motivated. As I said, I'm usually lazy when it comes to tests, and I want to get in the habit of actually writing tests, and sometimes even writing the tests before I write the code, as I did with the last two tests. Which is like, this is actually, and that's one of the reasons I want to do it, because it feels so good. Like, you write a test, like you write the method stump, like just a signature, then you write the test, and then you look at the method and you get the red X from live unit testing, and then you implement the method, and eventually it switches to green check marks, and that's just like, wow. It's so cool. I know, I like it. What is this music? This is not rock. I don't know what this is, but this is not rock. So, anyway. Gonna head to bed now. Thanks for watching. Stream was, the chat was pretty active today. I'm not sure if it was because of Saturday. Oh, well, it's probably the, I think I peaked at 8 viewers or something. Just surprising. Since, like, considering I don't even have a user interface yet. Like, there are people who are watching game dev. Like, if not a lot, but there are people watching game dev. Like, if you're browsing Twitch, for example, for it, you find multiple streams with 100 or over 100 viewers and stuff. So people are actually watching this kind of stuff, but I think it's more compelling to watch something like that if you actually see something. It's not just pure code, which is what I'm doing right now, because I'm not at the point yet where I can show something, which will be over here. How well do you see the mouse cursor on this, by the way? Thank you. Probably possible to see. So yeah, since I'm not actually a big streamer, and I'm doing pure code here, and not even that interesting code, like, this is not even interesting game logic, it's just base classes. getting 8 viewers is decent, I feel. So, yeah. Ugh. Maybe people stick around and find it actually interesting or educational, whatever. I was always bad at ending streams and videos. Continues to be a trend, I guess. So I'm just gonna wrap it up now. I'm Pion. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy my content, feel free to check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/th_Pion or my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/th_Pion. Or you can find me on Twitter at @th_Pion. I'm pretty, like, I'm super happy actually about my social media or my accounts. Like, th_Pion everywhere. So basically everywhere. So that's good. But yeah. I'm gonna do more of this until the due process NDA drops, which is when I'm gonna switch to due process content, probably, which is probably it's certainly multiple months out from today, I think, at least. So yeah. Go fuck. I mean, I guess that's royalty free. That's public domain. Okay, one last question. Adam asks, are you doing art on your own or someone will help you out? The plan is to not do it on my own. I have nobody who helps me at that. But I was talking about art style yesterday, and I want the game to not look super low budget. I want it to look clean because I think that's actually important. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that when I get to a point where that becomes relevant. I'm obviously gonna start with some developer art when I need it. But yeah, I'm when I eventually, if I get to the point where I actually can sell the game, publish it, I want it to have professional made art. Yeah. Damn it. I need to find, like, this is not terrible for a terrible source for music, but it would be great to have a better source of music. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Have fun and see you next time.